In a real defensive gun use, you are likely to use your firearm a lot more than you think. Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson out of Roy, Utah. It's an officer-involved incident that goes from discussion to deadly force in a hurry. It teaches us some very important lessons about the escalation of conflict, about when it's time to stop talking and start acting, and about using partner tactics effectively to protect yourself and your partner. If you click the link in the description of this video to my website, you'll see a whole bunch of information. This guy has been trespassed off this property. They called the cops on him. This guy's actually a prohibited possessor. He's trying to get his life turned around is what the news story sounds like. But we're going to see this one go bad in a hurry. Let's listen in, then we'll come back and learn some lessons.
Come over here and talk to me. Are you with him?
No.
Come on over here and talk to me for a second.
What for though?
I just told you why. Come over here and talk to me. Let's go.
Really?
Or do you just want to be arrested right now? It's your choice.
What do you want to talk to me for though?
I will let you know. Come over here. We got called on you.
What did I do though?
I'm going to talk to you. Come over here and talk to me.
Come over and talk to this officer. Alright, let's go.
Okay, over here.
Keep your hands out of your pockets for me.
Oh, sorry, look, I ain't got nothing.
You got a gun on you, do not reach.
Yeah, do not reach for it.
pocket.
Put your
What?
hand.
What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Watch out! Watch out!
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Do not move!
Do not move! Do not move! Officer.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, over here. Keep your hands out of your pockets for me.
Oh, sorry, look, I ain't got nothing.
You got a gun on you, do not reach
do
for
not
it in
reach
your
for it.
pocket.
Put your-
What? What are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! Weaver 311, shots fired! Shots fired! Do not move!
Boy, this one's a terrible outcome indeed, and let's go back and learn some lessons on it. So we see this guy has been trespassed. He knows when he sees these cops that he's got problems, because if they see that he's got a gun on him as a prohibited possessor, he knows this one's going to go bad. So this is one of the reasons that I respect law enforcement officers. They do this kind of job where they don't want to have problems with somebody, but they know those problems are coming, and it can go south in a hurry. So here we talk about this officer trying to get the guy to come out to him so that he can have a conflict if he has to in the place that he wants to. He wants to choose the time and the place where he could potentially have a conflict that's away from these other people, away from the store, away from where the guy can come in. And that's really wise. You want to kind of set the time and place if you possibly can. And this is a big difference between a law enforcement encounter and a CCW encounter. Law enforcement encounter tends to be initiated by the law enforcement officer, whereas CCWs, that's not the case. It tends to be initiated by the bad guy. So you see him pull his sweater up there, and the officer that's in camera right now, that's on the screen, he sees that he has a gun on him, but very, very hard to see, and it's actually in his left hand. Hard for us to see on camera as well. And when he notices, hey man, don't touch the gun there, you can see him already, he's got his gun out. Now you notice this guy here, as he's making that move, you can see it in his eyes that he's gonna go for that gun with his left hand. He's like, oh no, I'm in trouble, and that's as fast as the gunfight starts. He doesn't want to get disarmed here. So you got to recognize, if you try to go hands-on, look at how long it takes this guy to get to him. The guy's able to get away, and his left hand, which has the gun in it, is still free. So you got to recognize, you got to close that distance really fast in the fight, and you may not be able to close it as fast as you want, but what you want to do is get control of that gun just as fast as you can. And the officer is able to do that here. You can actually see right here that that right hand looks like the suspect's to me, and the hand that's actually on the gun is the officer. So he's been able to hand fight with him for the gun and has gotten that gun away from him. And because there's shots that are going down on target right now, we see the officer 1, 2, he's actually using the perp's gun against him, shoots him 3 times with his own gun, then discards it because he knows he has one of his own and it has a pistol mounted light on it. This is the value of a pistol mounted light. You can see here now he starts to be able to illuminate in this very low light environment. That was a very useful tool. Now, as we go back to the other officer's body cam here, one of the things that we can see, again, how crazy fast it goes. And then you can see, look at here, how close the suspect and his fellow officer are. This is where the first shot goes off here. And if you have to take that kind of shot, you're at about 8-9 yards here in a very narrow window. This is why marksmanship is so important. If you have to use your gun, this was definitely a wise time to use that gun. That's the time to use it. And then we're going to see just how fast it goes. You see the officer's able to get over here. He wants to get to a place where he doesn't hit his partner with any of those shots. And then those shots are going to rain down. And in a real deadly force encounter, your gun is probably going to go off more times than you think it is. He puts as many shots as he's got, the entire magazine, into that guy to make sure that the threat is stopped. Now, when you actually have a deadly force encounter, that's where it's going to go. And once he sees that his partner is off of him and that he is not an active threat anymore, the officer stops. But if you noticed, he shot an entire magazine and therefore had to reload that gun. We see the reload more often in law enforcement encounters than CCW encounters, but it is a wise thing to have one on you because you may pull the trigger more times than you think you do. It's a terrible situation all the way around. I think these officers handled it as well as they possibly could. So learn the lessons about controlling the distance, getting that gun out of his hand as fast as you can, using the gun that you have in your hand in the moment, and covering your asp.